So today's recipe is oven baked beef roast. I'm gonna be cooking with a different kind of style today. So let's get to the marination part, and then I'll show you guys the other steps that you gotta do to make this dish. So I already pre-cutted the beef into like small bite-sized cubes and marinated it with just salt, nothing else. So I'm gonna show you guys the 4 ingredients, the 4 spices that I'm gonna marinate the beef with, and the next step of cooking. So first of all, we gotta put our staple, which is black pepper. I'm gonna season the beef properly with the black pepper. I'll put a good amount, about that much. Just have to cover the whole beef up, you gotta realize that. And then following the black pepper, I'm gonna add red chili powder, also a good amount, has to cover most of the beef. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder right here. Not too much, not as much as I put the black pepper and the red chili powder, just a little bit, just for the flavoring. And follow that up by ginger powder, also the same amount as the garlic powder, not too much. Okay, so that's all that I'm gonna be using for the mixture. And this dish doesn't really need a marination, like you just put those spices and just mix the meat up, and you don't have to marinate it for too long because we're gonna dry roast it first in the oven. So the dry roasting will penetrate all the flavor in the beef, and the beef will be tasting really delicious. There you go, just mix it around nicely. I think I'll use a little bit more chili powder and black pepper because it's smelling like kind of too garlicky at the moment. I don't want that to happen, so I'm just gonna balance it out with putting black pepper and chili powder because I want the real flavor of the beef to shine in the dish and not the other ingredients. So that's the reason I'm not trying to overpower it with like really strong flavors like ginger or garlic or anything like that, because black pepper and like red chili powder has a subtle taste, so that's not gonna ruin the flavor of the beef. There you go, that's all. No oil, nothing at the moment, that's all. So our beef is marinated just like that, as you can see. So in the meantime, I'm gonna wash my hand and bring a oven tray to put in the oven. I got my tray for the oven, and also I already cut a parchment paper and laid it on top of the tray. So now I'm gonna just start adding the beef cubes in the tray and just spread it out. So I mean that doesn't really matter, I just want to spread it out so it looks good and you guys enjoy it better. So I'm just gonna spread the pieces out. Also in the meantime, I already preheated my oven at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 150 degrees Celsius for around like 10 minutes. A lot of beef, as you can see, and it will be delicious, trust me. It's already looking like it will be delicious, don't you guys think? The beef has like a natural good taste by itself, and by using this technique of like dry roasting it, it'll just be even better, trust me. And we just put like a little bit of spice to have the beef flavor coming through even more, and the dry roasting will just insert all the flavors in the beef and it'll just be delicious. Okay, so I'll just let the oven preheat for like 10 minutes. It's been only like 2 or 3 minutes now, So I'm gonna wait for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes I'm gonna put the beef inside the oven. And I'm gonna set 15 minutes in the timer. In the meantime, I'm gonna make like kind of like a sauce or a paste or anything you can call it. So I'm gonna add olive oil, a good amount, that much, and follow that up by putting the soy sauce or the Worcestershire sauce that I already used in my other other recipes also, or just soy sauce. And follow that up by adding sriracha or any kind of chili sauce, and put a good amount in that mixture. And now we just gotta follow that up by adding chili powder. And one last ingredient that we're gonna use is around a tablespoon of organic honey right here. And just mix up the sauce together and bring all the flavors in together. Okay, so I'm done mixing the sauce. Now it's time for a little taste to see what's lacking or how the sauce is tasting. Yeah, it's pretty good. But I think I'll keep mine a little more on the soury and the spicy side, not as much as the sweet side, even though there's a little kick or a little hint of sweetness in it, but it's not overpowering the sauce. So now I'm gonna pull the beef out of the oven to see how it's looking. Okay, so as you guys can see, all the spices that I put in the meat, it's not there anymore. That's a sign that the meat has absorbed all the flavors in it, and it's really delicious and also juicy. It's like really soft right now, but it's not cooked through properly though. Still, it's not cooked through. So I'm gonna put that in the oven for 5 or 6 more minutes. Before that, I'm just gonna add a little bit more chili powder on top, just for the color. Okay, so now I'm gonna put the meat back in the oven and leave that there for 5 more minutes. So I'm gonna put the timer right now. Here it's been 5 more minutes in the clock, so I'm gonna take the timer off and get the beef out the oven. Y'all can see that how colorful it has gotten now because of the extra chili powder that we put in it, and also it's starting to release some oil. Okay, so at the moment I'm gonna add the sauce that we just created a while ago, and just literally put it on top of the beef. I'm not trying to waste anything, so I'll take a spatula and I'm just gonna get all those sauce out to the pan. I'm trying to distribute it properly, but you don't have to worry about it because it's gonna spread by itself because it's liquid. There you go. That's pretty good, right? There. Okay. So now I have to use foil paper and wrap the top around So I'm gonna do that and come back to you guys in a bit. Okay, now I just finished wrapping up the whole tray with the foil. So now I'm gonna raise the heat from 300 degrees Fahrenheit to 350 degree Fahrenheit, which is 175 degrees Celsius. And now I'm just gonna put the tray in the oven, and I'm gonna wait for 15 to 20 minutes now, and get all the flavors and the sauce mixed up together, and also that's gonna help the beef to cook properly also. So I'm just gonna set the timer up for 20 minutes. So it has been 20 minutes with the foil on. So now I'm gonna take it out to see how it's looking inside. So it's the time for the big reveal. Let's see. As you all can see, like how red and how like juicy and delicious it's looking already. I'll do a juicy test for you guys. So as you guys can see, it's like how tender it is. Like the knife just goes in easily inside. Like it's perfectly cooked, boiled. Like the meat is perfectly cooked through now. So now we just gotta put it in the oven for a little bit more, just for the extra gravy to dry out. So because I don't want too much gravy in it, so I'm just gonna put it in the oven for 12 more minutes. There. And after 12 minutes, or that's all. Like our meat should be done after 12 minutes. So I'll see you guys after that. So as you guys can hear the alarm go off, so I'm gonna turn the timer off and get it out. And this how it's looking. So now I'm just gonna flip the beef one time. Just mix the flavors together like that. Perfect. Okay, there you go. So that's the final product. I'll have a taste to see how it's tasting. It's really hot though. Ooh, it's really hot. Wait up. That's delicious. Okay, it's so good. Like, bro, you have to try it at home. Like, that's really good. Actually, I'm gonna taste one more. It's delicious. Yeah, it's done. So I'm gonna just serve it now, and I'll catch you guys later. I'm like drooling right now. So good. So this is my end product. Y'all can see how it's looking right now. It's really good. And I'm just gonna garnish it with putting some crushed red pepper on top, just for it to look good. There. So I hope you all try it at home and see how delicious it is, and I'll see you guys with more recipes after.